Well, hello everybody. Eric here, just doing a little composing today. Today I'm working on a drum and bass plus jazz thing that actually came from a brief through one of my libraries, and this is my wheelhouse here. I mean, I feel like it's my wheelhouse. Maybe it's not my wheelhouse, but for me, this is just fun, and so only doing this on the Hello Composers channel today. So if you are watching this, you are only seeing this here on the Hello Composers channel, and let yourself be known. Let me know that you're hearing stuff okay. Let me make sure I'm hearing stuff okay. This is just fun. Sounds good. The problem is that I was having some problems with my audio earlier, just like yesterday. I'm just fighting my computer, but I think I had some update issues, so figured those out. All right, so today I'm going to be trying to mix two genres together: jazz, which is and for me, jazz a lot of times starts with upright bass, just because I'm a trio type guy, and so it's gonna start with. And I think I figured out this little chord A section here with trying to decide whether it's going to start on A minor or G minor, but it's going to be something like this. And if you're wondering what I'm using there, I'm using Trillion by Spectrasonics, and I am a huge Spectrasonics fan, and I'm a huge Trillion fan. Trillion is the bass module I've been using actually back in the days when it was called Trilogy, and then they upgraded it to Trillion. And I still think this is the best bass module. I know there are other great bass things out there, Scarby and stuff like that, but I love this the most. So for me, Trillion is the stuff, and that's what I'll be using today to make this bass line. And just see what you think. We'll kind of go from here. I've kind of picked out a little loop to play here. Again, another Spectrasonics product, stylus RMX by Spectrasonics, and I really like working with them. But we're starting at about 166 today as a tempo, because drum and bass is very fast tempo. My goal here will be to create an A and a B section that is, I don't know why that came up, an A and a B section that I can riff off of here and create what I want to create. Let me make sure everything is closed that doesn't need to be open, so I am not going too crazy. Okay, cool. So here we go. I'm going to just work with this little loop I've got here going. I like to work with loops for inspiration, but I will probably go back and make that loop my own, because the last thing you want to do when you're turning something into a library is turn in a loop, and I certainly don't want to do that. Don't have time to do that. So I'll be playing a real drum set here in just a minute to kind of. I think the best drum and bass is real drums being played. To be honest with you, a real drummer playing drum and bass, I think is cool. But like I said, I'm mixing, so I want this to sound like a mix of drum and bass and jazz. So I want it to sound like jazz with drums, with real players. So I'll probably end up starting with, I think in my head right now, I've kind of got drums, upright bass, and loops, and electric piano, I think is where I'm going to go with this today. But we will see where we go. Here we go. Let's just riffle around here a little bit. One, two, three, four. Gotta be real careful with this sample, because if I hit it with too much velocity, it does a little slide. I'm cool with it doing it at the top there, so let's go ahead and try it. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is actually stretch this out to 16 bars because I just like a lot of different playing and a lot of originality and not too much 4-bar loopage going on. And so I'll be working on that. So here we go. Yeah. Try one more time. Oh, and I should point out that, again, we are starting out with basically nothing. My goal is always to start out when I'm working from scratch with no template. I started out with nothing. I don't need this audio track. And I started out with nothing. I came from nothing. I'll end with nothing. That's kind of, at least my dad's school of thinking, is to leave this earth with nothing. Spend it all, baby. But I am going to, I just had a software loop. I brought in a loop and I'm playing a bass sound. So that's all I'm starting with on this from scratch. All right, here we go. That's not going to help. One more time. Okay, now I'm playing in G minor, and anyone who knows the bass, if you are a bass player or if you know how bass is played, usually when you're playing electric bass, you want to stay at your bottom note as about an E because that's the bottom string of a bass. But the acoustic bass is a little different because it often, or can be attached, something can be attached to it to go down 5 more notes. And so for some reason, I liked the way this felt in G minor rather than A minor. Because if I played in A minor, it would only go down to an E. And I would be just playing in like a regular bass would play. But I don't know, there's something about the darker, lower G minor that I like. So that's what I'm going to do today. All right, so here we go. Let's see how that sounded. I think this is like 16th triplets mixed with 16th. So let's see if this grooves. That's not really doing it for me. When I am quantizing, I want to make sure that it is grooving quantizing, not just quantized perfectly. A lot of people think that if you quantize, you're cheating and you're dragging something into another place it should go. But I feel like that when I play, I want to be right on it. A lot of times I send this stuff up to players in Nashville, and I need to be right on the grid with them because normally I'm not. I'm just not. I don't play enough on the grid live with other players to be that perfect on the grid. So I have to use quantizing. But it's just tricky to find out what that quantizing is going to be. Let's try 16 swing. I think it's just straight 16 triplets is what's going to do this one. Let's clean up a little bit here. don't want that slide there. Okay, so that's my first 16 bars. I'm happy with that A section. And likely drums will fade in on that, so it almost might be like something like this, actually. If I'm going to have this loop going and just really fade that in. So I'll start with like bass. Let's take the click out here. Actually, that doesn't sound right now, does it? Let me take this drum out. Not sound right. Something's up with this quantizing. It's kind of close, but that second, sometimes quantizing even doesn't do it, and you just have to fix things. Maybe it's not 16th triplets. Maybe it's just straight 16ths. Drums faster. So it'd be something like this. Here's where I'll want to bring in some keys at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I feel like it. Again, I'm going to go to a Spectrasonics thing. I'm going to go to Spectrasonics and I'm going to go to Keyscape because I believe that Keyscape is just the best place for this kind of thing, for electric piano. Watch this. Watch this. Which one I'm going to do here? By the way, sorry, I'm not going live today on Make Music Income. I know that's probably going to get more eyes. I put a thing over there, so hopefully some people will find their way over here to this live today. But Hello Composers is where I want to do all my composing stuff. And so Make Music Income people, I will tell you about this later, and I'll put this in my email list. But this is kind of just something I do because I need to create some music today. And so that's one of the reasons I do it. So let's go down here to electric pianos and let's find something funky and classic, like a little too classic. It's something very retro. Too retro. I mean, it's almost on the lo-fi tip a little bit, this whole thing that I'm trying to work on. So, hey, Signature Music is in the house. Good Good to see you. Glad things sound good because I've had, as just like yesterday, troubles.
It's almost on the lo-fi tip of it.
Yeah, sound all right in there. So if I'm this has definitely got to have a jazzy vibe to it. It's got to have um, a it's got to definitely have jazz in it because then I'm going to really trick it out with drums that are drum and bass. Once I get the form down, I will play a whole drum. I will then go to drums. It's not like I create drum and bass every day, but I did recently. I created a Christmas cue for drum and bass, and Nick B says, "Nice Omnisphere keyscape accounts for about 50% of my sonic." Yeah, absolutely. Uh, just I sometimes feel like I could probably just get by with if you know what if Spectrasonics came out with drums like an Easy Drummer type of thing. I use Easy Drummer right now, or um, Tune Track, whatever you want to call it. I've just had it for a long time, and man, if Spectrasonic came out with drums, I don't know if I'd need anything else other than what they have. I wish they would update Stylus RMX with new loops, but to be honest with you, I actually hope they don't because we need to get away from loops in general and create our own loops and not use other people's loops. Just my thoughts. Don't know if you guys agree. Andreas, hey there. How you doing? Yeah, busy man, but dude, this is what I have to do. I literally have to make myself come online and compose so I will get some stuff done because I really want to do this. And if I don't, I'll just sit around editing video or I will do client work. And so this is kind of a forced way to compose. I go online and go live, and so people can can watch, and it'll make me compose. All right, so now I'm in the kind of still in the A section of this thing, and so far it sounds a little something like this. This is jazz and drum and bass. Not sure if I'm going to use this loop, but it's here for now. Figure out my chords here. That, but I'm not digging this sound now. Let's give me something a little fatter. No. Not sure if the amp is the way to go. Let's go mellow. Nick, I am talking to my students, I'm talking to you guys, and I'm trying to convince everybody that if we want to survive against AI and robots, we've got to quit making robot music. And so that's going to mean that we have to we can take loops and start with them. Like I'm going to turn this loop inside out and or maybe replay it. See, I could take this loop that I've got here. And I think that's the sound I want on electric piano. I can take this loop and put my tracker on there. So again, I can make my own version of it instead of just playing this this loop that goes, it's got all the parts in it. I can take those parts and make my own beat. I got to find out what's what and where. But I'm also going to play real drums with this. Well, not real drums, but real drums on keyboard. All right, let's play these chords. Well, I can't play the chords on the drums. Here we go. And this is going to be, what was this one? This is Rhodes. So I'm playing kind of a classic Rhodes here, which is an electric piano. And I'll only say that because a lot of people don't know that Rhodes is an electric piano. A lot of people don't even know what the difference between a Rhodes and a Whirly, or what a Rhodes and a Whirly is. But a Rhodes is an electric piano, Fender Rhodes. There used to be one in my dining room when I was growing up. My dad would store his band equipment in the dining room, and there would be a Fender Rhodes in there. And Fender Rhodes don't make any sound, although they kind of do in certain registers, without a speaker because they're an amplified instrument. But they, if you bang on that thing enough, you could play on it. And I used to have a lot of fun messing around on that thing, trying to write songs on there without it even plugged in, so which was crazy. But I had a Fender Rhodes in my house, a real Fender Rhodes suitcase in my house every day when I was a kid. And, you know, youth is wasted on the young, my friends. All right, let's play these chords in. I think I know what I want to do. Again, need to be on the Rhodes track. I could play that all day. So that's kind of my extended A section. Let's start with an A section of just the bass. And you know what? I could play that, like I said, I could play that Rhodes all day long. I could just continue playing it and just have lots of fun, you know, playing those. You know, as a jazz player, you get into jams. And you could jam all day long, but we could also waste our time all day long. And I'm 24 minutes into this, and so far I only have 16 bars and not in 3 tracks. So we got to spend our time wisely. So I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to quantize this up as well. What did I end up with this one? 16 swing B is what I used on this one for quantizing. So let's see how that works with this. So 46 seconds in. Remember, this is going to be somewhat of a cue. So I am going to be doing something here focused on 2 minutes-ish. And also, what it's going to be used for, I don't know. I just got the thing for it. They're looking for drum and bass styles. And when they said plus jazz, I'm like, on it. And because this is my wheelhouse, this is one of my favorite things. And only because I think I've always loved drum and bass just because of the grooviness of it, the double time. There's something relaxing about the beat of it, but allows for a lot of break beats and stuff like that. Nick says, definitely try to schedule my time between jam out sound source searching and actually composing and getting stuff done. Yeah, right. It is hard as hell to get everything done. And I had to spend about an hour and a half sussing out what is going on with my system. But I think it was because I had some bad drivers, and so I had to re-up some drivers, and things seemed to be working. I bought this Revelator IO24, which is right here, if you look at it on the other camera. And it is a cool thing, but I bought it especially because it does a kind of a loop back in there. And so I wanted to be able to loop back into the system so that I could do this kind of thing, what I'm doing right now, be able to play keys and show you stuff, and then at the same time be able to loop back without having to go through a lot of machinations that I have to go through right now. And so getting all the systems and settings right and all that kind of stuff was a little confusing today. So where are we now on the camera? Let's take a look. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So we got this part done. Now I need to go to a B section, and I'm just going to continue stretching out the loop. And the loop is only for just helping me. I use loops a lot of times to help me with structure. So I'm just using almost it's more of a metronome than it is a loop I'm going to keep necessarily. But from here, we need to go into bass. C minor, which is the 4 of this particular piece. Well, we're in minor, so it's not really the 4, but I'm not going to get into music theory today. But we're going to go on into this B section here. Are we ready? Let's do it. I need to start on the lower B, the lower C. Don't like all that. Actually, I think I'm going to do a short B section here because I'll go back and do some A, maybe with some soloing, and then another B before I finish. So let's just do 8 bars. 8 bars. Something that brings me back to the G. Ooh, that'll do. I'll do something like that. This is the B section. I want to really hit that one hard at the top. Oops. I'll take us back in there. Let me edit that a little bit. Bow, 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 bow. Don't need this one to be that loud, that velocity. I I just play hard all the time, so I have to be very careful with my velocity. Although acoustic bass can be a little sloppy, just because, it's an acoustic instrument and we can really put some slosh on this one right here, but not on this one. Boom, boom, boom. And by the way, I will be putting some slides and stuff in this. I have a separate bass patch, or many separate bass patches for slide. Boom, boom, and we'll be doing some of that. That'll be like beer work, cleanup work that I do to it. All right, and then we're back to the bass here. So let's just put our bass back in here for now. Sometimes, again, I may go back and replay this entire bass line now that I know it. I may not. Drum and bass is electronic type of thing, so I may or may not replay everything like I would normally in pop stuff or stuff where I want everything to sound played through, like a player played it through. This is electronic music. We can afford to make our own loops and then put them in. Hey, Arca, what is up? The bass plugin is Trillion, and I am using the acoustic main Trillion sound. You can do a lot of this. You can see it. You can dial in as much noise as you want. You can change the EQ. You can dial in more of the mic and less of the pickup. You'll notice in this, I'm not using the pickup really at all. I'm only using the microphone. The harder I hit it, I get some of that. All right, Nick, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And no problem. That's what this is all about, just sharing the process of being a composer. And real world, what I have to do every day to get things going. So I'm just sharing that process a little bit with you on Wednesdays here on the Hello Composers channel. So make sure you sub to this channel, because I'll be doing this every Wednesday on the Hello Composers channel only, not the Make Music Income channel. Make Music Income is for making music income. But this is where I talk about composing and compose and all that stuff. Got some good content coming for you on this channel. So make sure you sub and make sure you join us every Wednesday here and just hang and ask me any questions, because I'm just messing around here. All right, so now we've got I got to play my Rhodes section. Now playing electric piano for this B section. Let me put a loop on this so I can just play around a little bit. Got to resist going where my fingers would want to go naturally here, which is just to a C minor. Maybe like. Like that kind of cluster. fingers on. I don't like. Nice, I like that. And then we get into probably solo land. Why is my keyboard playing? Why did I lose the roads? Yeah, I saw your comment, Arco, about the drum loop. This is drum and bass, and I likely will be. I'm not going to be using that loop exactly the way it is, but drum and bass is pretty identifying sound. A lot of it sounds similar to each other because it's got that. So, yeah, I don't know what the Powerpuff Girls theme music is, and Arco, should you really know what the Powerpuff Girls theme is? I don't know if you should. Okay, I lost my roads here for a second, and I know why, because of this. I'm so glad that they are changing the complete control this year to have this thing over top. And when I talk about this thing, I mean this. This takes your sound. And I hit it all the time with my hand as I'm messing around on this keyboard. And so it's so nice that they are finally taking this thing and putting it, the new keyboards that I'm going to be getting next, this is going above the wheels. So it'll be much harder to hit. And so I'm kind of happy about that. That's a good design change on these new keyboards here. All right, let's see where we're going. Yes, I know what Powerpuff Girls is. I know it's a cartoon, but I was just joking you. Okay, so let's go back to Logic here, where I am working, and I think this might be too bright, but we'll see. That's a good point. Thank you for stopping, Loop, because I need to do some kind of break here. Yeah, like some kind of loop-ish thing. So I will call up a one-beat loop here. Actually, I don't have to do that. All I have to do is change this to 1, and I've got a way to make more loops of the stylus. I just go back to stylus here for a sec, and I want to find some little break beat for this little section here. Again, not necessarily that I will be using this particular break beat, but this is almost just for effect right now. This is what I'm using. I like that. Like that right there. So I'm going to put that in right there just for a sec. So as we come out of this, boom, boom. So there'll be some kind of break here, and then we'll come back to this thing. Well, not this particular thing, but this like this. Why are you doing that to me? Oops, nope. See how interesting this is? Aren't you glad you're wasting your whole day sitting here? Look at this. And any of the three of you watching going, oh, yes, good point. I need to get out of here. And so do I, to be honest with you. I probably should go edit some video. So actually, I might be able to be longer than that. I might be able to. And what I don't want to happen, though, is I don't want to copy the automation. So there's probably going to be a solo. I don't know if it's going to be the Rhodes. All right, so there'll be some kind of solo there, but we need at some point to come back to the B section. So solo time. I know now what I'm doing. This is still solo time. Extended solo time. It's all going to end right here when we go back to the B section. And we put this in. Oops, wrong. And we put this in up here. Boom, boom, boom. Gonna double this. Progressively bigger, and then we come into the final part of the A section, coming back in here, and we might there do a drop and drop it down and have it build up from there. So boom, 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 boom. End, something like that. So the chords can come back in somewhere. Well, let's go get these chords for a second. I'm just going to replay these Rhodes chords in this second B section so they're different. This B section. That could kind of another section. Dun, 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 another 8 at least. Let's see. So if we come back into the bass section. Back just to the bass by itself. Just like we did the top, and then we come in here. Let me record that whole thing again. We're about to come to the end on this. It's the end. 222. A little long. I mean, it's not that long, but that's it. And that's the end, boys and girls, except I'm going to keep this drum and bass going here for a second. So... what happened there? Now, Linda, don't get on Arco. He's still in school. He's still a young man in school. He's got to watch some cartoons sometimes. Thanks for being here. Everybody, thanks for being here today. Andreas has been here. Nick B has been here. Signature has been here. Arco, Linda, thanks so much for popping in. This is going to be the only exclusive place where I'm going to be doing this stuff from now on. I've done a few where I've done it in both for the past few weeks, but now I want everybody to get used to kind of come to this channel. Grow Hello Composers. Make sure you sub here to Hello Composers because just about up to 500 subs, and really want to get a little bit more serious about my composing side, just so you can see what's happening on the composing side as much as you see what's happening on the making of music income side. All right, so this is getting close to being done. I got to replay that Rhodes again. I messed it up. One last time. So I'll clean all that up. Let's see if that works with 16ths here. Last 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 is the last thing I want in this. Love non-traditional endings. Oh, I can't do it that way. Why can't I do that? Because it's a loop and it's not real. It's not a real boy. So I have to make it into a region. Then I can dun. Just watched Whiplash last night. If you've never seen Whiplash, you should watch that jazz movie. Kind of makes sense, but it's pretty impressive, some of the performances in it, as far as the acting and the music, really. So that's 16, and this is 16B. Maybe that's the problem. doom. Maybe this just needs to be. Maybe I don't need that last little bass note. Yeah, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do from this point on this song is I'm going to put a real drum set in, and on this real drum set, I'm not going to play the whole thing here because I'm about done and need to move on with my day. But I'm going to play a drum set that's more like this, except it's going to be a different drum set, but it'd be something like this where I'm playing along here. See a lot of ride cymbal, a lot of real drum type things, and of course, like I said, there's going to be some drops in this. And then I've got all the. I need to go in and find a lot of electronic sounds and some maybe sample some. So let's. Yeah, it's just my own voice doing something. Yay! Better play some of this before I forget it. One thing I have to do, because this thing makes me so mad, this keyboard, one of the things they talk about in these new keyboards is that, they're going to have polyphonic aftertouch. And you know what? Aftertouch only gets in my way when I'm playing the drums, because these drums are so sensitive that they will like not, if I hit it too hard, it'll mute the cymbal, which is dumb. All right, one more time. play that again, but at least that's a performance that will keep me in mind of what I want to do there. Love using that stick. So a drummer can play left-hand stick while he's playing right-hand ride. You always got to think about what a drummer can actually do when you are creating these parts. But like I said, I just watched Whiplash last night, so man, there's a drum solo at the end of that that will just fry your brain. And I guess it's realistic. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I guess I'm a little hyped up because of that. So that's pretty much what I'm going to stop today. Been here about an hour. I think that is long enough. And that's where I am with it, which is the tune is done as far as the structure. And now all I have to do is go in and start adding a lot of break beats, a lot of vocal samples of my own. I won't be like pulling vocal samples from someplace else. And then replaying those drums and just checking all the parts. And yeah, I think I've got a drum and bass, drum and jazz thing going here. So thanks so much for everybody for joining me. Arco, Linda, Nick B, Andreas, who else was in the house? Signature. Thanks for being here today. I'm going to go now and edit some more video. The course is dropping soon, the stock market course. And so I've got to finish that up, and we'll be hearing more from me about that. If you're not in the new community Streams, go to Streams. I don't know if I have a thing here, but if you are not in our community, and Linda, I'm talking to you, Arco's already in the thing here, and I think I have something here. Go here. Go to musicincomestreams.com. Signature, this is for you. Anybody who is watching this now or later, go to musicincomestreams.com and join us. I'm getting ready to open this up wide. I'm waiting till I release my course finish up the course and release it. And then the next thing I want to be pushing is this new community, teaching community that I'm putting together called Music Income Streams. It's for everyone who's a composer, for everyone who wants to make some music income with what they do, but also we'll be talking about composing things, and everything will be there, and the whole community will be there. So you'll be a community of people. So go to musicincomestreams.com and make sure that you are part of this as well, because I want you to be in this community. It's much brighter and nicer place than our Discord. I put polls in there all over the place, and so you can answer polls and be part of that community there and ask questions and even get music feedback. So thanks so much for watching. I'm going to head out, and you guys have a good day. I hope you enjoyed some drum and jazz today. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.